Have you ever felt drained or frustrated after interacting with a toxic person? These individuals can disrupt our mental balance, leaving us feeling powerless and overwhelmed. But what if there were practical strategies to navigate these challenging relationships? That's exactly what we'll explore in this video. 13 ideas inspired by Stoicism. These insights will empower you to face toxic people with compassion, grace, and unshakable resilience. Together, we'll embark on a journey to safeguard your mental health. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on building mental strength. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit filled with Stoic wisdom to effectively manage toxic interactions. So, take a deep breath and let's get started. Simple ways to practice self-care. Dealing with toxic people can feel like a never-ending struggle, leaving you drained and frustrated. That's why taking care of yourself isn't just important, it's essential. If you're always giving your energy to difficult situations, you need time to recharge and rebuild your strength. Self-care is how you do that. It helps you stay balanced, calm, and ready to handle whatever life throws your way. Start with simple things. Do what makes you happy, even if it's small. A walk in the park, listening to music, reading a book, or just sitting quietly with a cup of coffee. These moments aren't just nice, they're necessary. They help you step away from negativity and remind you of what's good in life. Meditation can also help. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Even a few minutes can make a difference, calming your mind and giving you clarity. If you can, spend time in nature. There's something powerful about being outside, whether it's a walk through the trees, sitting by a river, or just standing in the sunlight. Nature helps you clear your thoughts and feel grounded again. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's how you protect your peace. The Stoics taught us that we can't control other people, but we can control how we respond. Taking time to care for yourself is one of the best ways to stay strong, calm, and resilient, no matter the challenges you face. When to walk away. There are moments when, despite setting clear boundaries, limiting contact, and trying every possible solution, the only way to truly protect yourself is to step away from the relationship. This isn't a decision to be made lightly, but sometimes it's the most compassionate choice you can make for yourself. Pay attention to the signs that it's time to leave. If the toxic person continues to violate your boundaries, despite your best efforts to uphold them, it's a clear indication that the situation won't improve. If you notice that their negativity is taking a severe toll on your mental health, leaving you drained, anxious, or even hopeless, it's time to prioritize your well-being. And if your attempts to shift the dynamics of the relationship have failed, despite sincere effort, it may be a sign that change is simply not possible. Choosing to walk away is not a failure. It's an act of self-preservation and wisdom. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, life is precious. Do not waste your precious time on things unworthy of it. By leaving, you're not giving up. You're choosing to value your peace, your health, and your life above the chaos that others may bring. You deserve that freedom. Limit exposure. Imagine yourself standing within the walls of a strong fortress, a sanctuary where you protect your mental well-being. These walls represent the boundaries you set to shield yourself from harm. But even the sturdiest walls cannot completely block out every threat. Some toxic intruders will still attempt to breach your defenses. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us a timeless truth. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how much access you allow them to have to your life. By limiting contact with toxic individuals, you're not avoiding the problem. You're choosing to preserve your inner peace and strength. There are practical ways to limit contact. First, create physical distance whenever possible. If someone's presence drains your energy, consider stepping back. Skip a lunch meeting or politely excuse yourself from a conversation that feels overwhelming. Sometimes, even small changes in proximity can make a big difference. When physical distance isn't an option, such as when dealing with a colleague or a family member, maintain emotional boundaries. Protect your feelings by separating yourself from their negativity. Observe their actions as if you were a scientist studying a phenomenon, detached, objective, and unbothered. Their behavior may not change, but your perspective can. You can also reframe your perception of their actions. For example, if a coworker frequently complains, try seeing it as they're having a tough day, rather than letting their negativity pull you down. By doing this, you take control of how much their actions affect your mood and mindset. Remember, limiting contact is not an act of hostility. It's a declaration of self-respect. As a Stoic would say, the goal is not to fight every battle, but to wisely choose which battles are worth your time and energy. Don't get hooked. Picture a skilled fisherman casting bait into the water, hoping to hook an unsuspecting catch. The bait, in this case, is negativity, provocative comments, subtle insults, or guilt-laden suggestions designed to draw you into an emotional whirlwind. Toxic individuals often thrive on the drama and chaos they create by provoking a reaction. But the philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful tool to break free: indifference. Now let's clarify. Stoic indifference isn't apathy, the cold absence of care. As the Stoics like Epictetus taught, it's a calm detachment, a deliberate choice to not let external negativity distort your reason or disturb your peace. It's the ability to stand firm, untouched by provocations that seek to control your emotions. The first step is to recognize their strategy. Pay attention to sarcastic remarks, disguised insults, or accusations wrapped up as helpful advice. Once you see these for what they are, their power begins to fade. Awareness is like shining a light on the bait. It helps you see the hook hidden underneath. Next, detach yourself from the emotional hook. These provocations are designed to ignite anger or frustration. But instead of biting, remind yourself that you have a choice. You don't have to take the bait. Observe their words from a place of calm, as if you were a spectator watching a passing scene, rather than a participant caught in the middle. Most importantly, don't react. Silence, neutrality, or a simple acknowledgement without engagement can disarm even the most persistent provocations. For instance, if someone makes a pointed remark, let it hang in the air without giving it weight or energy. By refusing to play their game, you take away their power to control the situation and your emotions. As Epictetus wisely said, true happiness doesn't lie in what we wish for, but in how we respond to what happens. Don't let your emotions be manipulated by the actions of others. Through Stoic indifference, you can transform yourself from a passive participant to a calm observer, keeping your peace and clarity intact, no matter how turbulent the waters around you. The broken record technique. Imagine standing against an unrelenting tide of manipulation, a toxic individual persistently wearing down your boundaries with cunning arguments and feigned emotions. The constant pressure can leave you feeling drained and frustrated, as if your defenses are slowly being eroded. But take heart, for Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on unwavering reason and patience, offers a powerful tool to counter such attacks. The broken record technique. Simple yet remarkably effective, this method empowers you to hold your ground with clarity and calm. How does it work? The technique involves calmly and consistently repeating a clear statement of your position, much like a record stuck on a single phrase. Imagine someone trying to manipulate you into doing something against your will. Instead of engaging with their arguments or letting frustration get the better of you, you repeat a steady and firm response. I cannot do that. No matter how they twist the narrative, you remain unmoved, repeating your message without deviation. This approach is deeply rooted in Stoic wisdom. As Epictetus reminds us, freedom lies in the ability to make your own choices, unbound by external pressures. By using the broken record technique, you exercise that freedom, refusing to be swayed by emotional manipulation or clever rhetoric. It is an expression of your inner strength and your ability to protect your boundaries. The brilliance of this method lies in its simplicity. It's not about arguing, justifying, or defending yourself. It's about maintaining your position with calm persistence. Over time, the manipulator will realize their tactics are ineffective as their attempts to provoke you fail to produce the desired reaction. By embracing this technique, you embody the Stoic ideal of rational control over your emotions and choices. Like a sturdy wall standing firm against the waves, you remind yourself and others that your limits are not up for negotiation. In doing so, you reclaim your peace, dignity, and freedom. Forgive yourself. Carrying resentment or hatred toward a toxic person is like walking through life with a heavy backpack, weighing down every step. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness isn't about excusing the other person's actions. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional burden they've left behind. It's a gift you give to yourself, allowing you to move forward with clarity and peace. The practice of self-forgiveness begins with acceptance. Understand that you cannot control the actions of others, only your response to them. What's done is done, and no amount of anger or regret will change the past. Shift your focus instead to managing your own thoughts and emotions. This is where your power lies. Next, let go of resentment. Holding on to anger or bitterness is like locking yourself in a prison of your own making. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means choosing not to let those feelings control your present or dictate your future. It's a decision to free yourself from the grip of negativity and to reclaim your energy for what truly matters. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "Let your mind be set free, unshackled by resentment or fear." Forgiveness, then, is not a favor to others. It's an act of liberation for yourself. When you let go of the weight of resentment, you step forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind, ready to embrace the journey ahead. Identify and understand toxic threats. Picture yourself as a vigilant sentinel, standing guard at the gates of your fortress. This fortress represents your inner peace, your physical health, and your emotional safety. Your first line of defense is awareness, the ability to recognize potential threats before they breach your walls. Just as a skilled guard must spot danger on the horizon, you must learn to identify the signs of toxic individuals who approach with harmful intent. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us in his Enchiridion, "What disturbs you is not what happens, but your judgment about it." This principle holds great value when dealing with toxic people. Their actions, no matter how provocative, only have the power to disrupt you if you allow them to affect your emotions. The true challenge lies in mastering your perspective, maintaining clarity, and refusing to let external negativity penetrate your inner world. To build a Stoic approach, you need to recognize the behaviors that define toxic individuals. These may include relentless criticism that subtly or overtly chips away at your confidence, manipulative tactics designed to exploit your emotions, or an overwhelming negativity that drags others into a vortex of pessimism and complaints. By observing these behaviors without emotional entanglement, you take the first step in preserving your peace. Some toxic individuals fit particular patterns. For example, a narcissist thrives on admiration, drawing others into relationships that feel one-sided and emotionally draining. A gossiper thrives on conflict, spreading rumors and creating unnecessary drama. Then there is the energy vampire, whose presence leaves you feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted after every interaction. Understanding these patterns and behaviors is essential for strengthening your defenses. Just as the ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius prepared for battle with careful strategy, you too must map out potential threats to your inner peace. Awareness is not just about identifying the harm others can cause. It's also about reclaiming your own power. By recognizing toxic behaviors for what they are, you position yourself to respond with reason, clarity, and the strength to protect your well-being. Remember, it's not your fault. Imagine a dark cloud hovering above you, spreading negativity and obscuring your view of the world. When dealing with a toxic person, it often feels as if this cloud is of your own making. But in reality, it's created by the toxic individual as they project their insecurities, anxieties, and unresolved issues onto you. They build an atmosphere of blame and criticism, hoping you'll mistake their turmoil for your fault. Stoic philosophy offers a liberating perspective through the concept of propaipeia, the practice of stepping back as an intelligent observer, detaching yourself from the storm of emotions around you. When you do this, you begin to see the truth. Their negativity is not about you. It's a reflection of their inner struggles, not your value or worth. To maintain emotional distance, the first step is to recognize projection for what it is. Toxic individuals often assign, blame, criticize, or spread negativity to hide their own vulnerabilities. Once you understand this, you'll see their behavior for what it truly is, a mirror of their issues, not a commentary on your character. The next step is to stand firm. By realizing that their actions are not a reflection of you, you can remain calm and grounded. Their words and actions lose their sting when you refuse to internalize them. Finally, learn to look beyond the dark cloud. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The toxic person's negativity is external, beyond your control. Your strength lies in choosing how you respond. By keeping your mind clear and untangled from their projections, you reclaim your power and shield your inner peace. This practice is not about ignoring reality, but about focusing on the only thing you can control, your perspective. In doing so, you step out of the shadow of the dark cloud and into the light of your own clarity and resilience. Become boring to the emotional barbarian. Imagine an emotional barbarian, driven by relentless negativity and a craving for dramatic conflict. Some toxic individuals operate precisely this way. They feed on your attention and emotional reactions, thriving on the chaos they provoke. These are the people who toss insults your way, hoping to ignite anger or hurt, much like adding fuel to a fire. This is where the gray rock method becomes a powerful tool. Inspired by Stoic principles of emotional control and detachment, this method allows you to neutralize their attempts to disrupt your peace. Developed by therapist Paul Fredman, It's a strategy designed to make you like a gray rock, unremarkable, immovable, and unresponsive. You give them nothing to hold on to, no emotional foothold for their negativity to grasp. How does it work? When faced with negative comments or provocative behavior, respond with neutral, emotionless statements. For instance, if a toxic friend criticizes your work, you might reply with something simple like, "Oh, that's interesting." This kind of response deprives them of the emotional reaction they seek, leaving their negativity with nowhere to go. To use this method effectively, avoid engaging in emotional arguments or justifications. Stay calm and resist being drawn into their emotional games. Remember, the goal isn't to shut down your feelings completely, but to deny them control over your emotions. It's worth noting that the gray rock method isn't a magic solution. Some toxic individuals may escalate their behavior in an attempt to break through your calm exterior. When this happens, stay steady and remind yourself that their actions and negativity are not your responsibility. By using this approach, you transform yourself from a passive participant in their emotional drama into a composed observer. In doing so, you preserve your inner peace and gain the power to protect your mental and emotional well-being, no matter how turbulent their behavior may become. Don't try to change them. When you care about someone who exhibits toxic behavior, it's natural to feel an urge to help them change. You may believe that if you just try hard enough, you can steer them toward a better path. But Stoic philosophy teaches us an essential truth. You can only control yourself, not others. Attempting to change someone else is like trying to command the wind. It's beyond your reach and will only leave you frustrated and drained. Why shouldn't you try to change them? First, they must take responsibility for themselves. True and lasting change comes from within, and each person must recognize and address their own harmful behaviors. Your efforts to change them might only deplete your energy without making any real impact. Second, Stoicism urges us to focus on what we can control. Your time and energy are precious. Pouring them into what lies beyond your influence is not only unproductive, but also a disservice to yourself. So, what can you do instead? Lead by example. Live out the principles of Stoicism in your own actions. Let your calmness, rationality, and commitment to virtue shine through. While you can't force someone to change, your steadfastness and integrity might inspire them to reflect on their own choices. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The same applies here. Instead of trying to fix others, focus on embodying the values you hold dear. By doing so, you protect your own peace while offering a quiet, powerful example that might encourage others to grow. The art of non-reaction. Imagine facing someone who wields words like weapons, a verbal gladiator who thrives on arguments, insults, and provoked anger. For some toxic individuals, this is their arena. Their words are designed to humiliate, inflame, and pull you into the turbulent emotional space they inhabit. But there is a way to counter this. The art of non-reaction, a strategy rooted in Stoic philosophy. When used intentionally, silence can become a powerful tool to dismantle their tactics and render them ineffective. The first step in mastering the art of non-reaction is to understand the strength of silence. Choosing not to respond is not a surrender, but a demonstration of self-mastery. It sends a clear message. Their insults and provocations do not have the power to disturb your inner equilibrium. Silence is a shield, a deliberate act of withholding the reaction they crave. This approach also breaks what might be called The toxic dance. Toxic individuals often rely on a predictable cycle. They provoke, and you react. Your reaction fuels their behavior, giving them the satisfaction and control they seek. By refusing to engage, you interrupt this cycle, leaving them without the emotional fuel they need to continue. Of course, remaining silent requires composure, especially when you're under attack. It is not an easy practice, but it is one of immense power. By staying calm and refraining from reacting, you embody the Stoic principle of self-control, one of the highest forms of strength. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Don't waste your time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." Your silence is not weakness. It is a declaration of your inner resilience and your refusal to be dragged into unnecessary conflict. Instead of reacting to the chaos, you maintain your peace, showing that true strength lies in restraint. Through the art of non-reaction, you shift the power dynamic. No longer a participant in their drama, you become an observer, calm, unmoved, and entirely in control. Fortify your walls. Imagine yourself as the ruler of an empire, not of lands and armies, but of your own emotional well-being. Like the walls of Rome, your inner fortress must be strong, unyielding to the chaos of the outside world. To govern your domain requires clarity, strength, and unwavering determination. Boundaries are the foundation of this fortress, the lines you draw to protect your peace and define what behavior you will or will not accept. Without them, the barbarians of toxicity can invade your emotional territory, leaving you vulnerable and exhausted. As a Stoic, I have learned that reason and self-control are our greatest allies. Begin by identifying what drains your energy or compromises your sense of self-worth. Is it the persistent negativity of a friend who sees only the worst in life? Perhaps it is the subtle manipulations of a colleague who twists situations for their gain. Or maybe it is the unsolicited advice of a family member who fails to respect your choices. Be honest with yourself about what you can no longer tolerate. Recognition is the first step in fortifying your defenses. Once these boundaries are clear in your mind, the next step is to communicate them with precision and fairness. Channel the steadiness of a Stoic ruler, firm yet equitable, when you express your limits. Speak with calm confidence, and remember, you are not seeking to punish, but to protect. When addressing concerns, use phrases that reflect your feelings rather than casting blame. Instead of saying, "You're always so negative," say, "I feel drained," when our conversations focus solely on the negative. Be specific, leaving no room for misunderstanding. Replace vague statements like, "I need some space," with clear alternatives. "I can't talk right now, but I'd love to connect this weekend." Confidence paired with kindness ensures that your message is both understood and respected. Enforcing boundaries is not a one-time act. It is an ongoing effort. Just as a vigilant emperor remains ever watchful of potential invasions, so must you maintain and reinforce your limits. If someone continues to disregard them, remind them calmly and consistently. And if they persist, it may be necessary to limit their access to you, or even retreat entirely from the relationship. Remember, setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but of self-preservation. It is not about rejecting others, but about safeguarding your peace. The Stoics teach that envy, one of the roots of many toxic interactions, can be diminished when we build and protect the spaces where tranquility resides. This is not indulgence, it is wisdom. For how can you lead a life of virtue if your mind and spirit are perpetually under siege? Stand firm, my friend, like the walls of Rome. Protect your inner fortress with clarity, kindness, and the steadfast resolve of a Stoic emperor. In doing so, you honor both yourself and the noble path of Stoicism. Build a support system. Picture yourself as a steadfast sentinel, guarding the gates of your inner fortress. You've fortified its walls with strong boundaries, mastered the art of non-reaction, and reduced contact with toxic individuals. Yet, even the bravest warrior cannot stand alone indefinitely. Every great protector needs a trusted army at their side, a support system to help weather the storms of negativity and protect the peace within. Your support system is your Stoic legion, a crucial element in maintaining emotional well-being and resilience. It offers you a safe space to share your thoughts and feelings when the burden becomes too heavy to bear alone. Trusted friends, family members, or even mentors can listen without judgment, providing empathy and reminding you that you are not fighting this battle on your own. In moments when toxic individuals erode your sense of self-worth, your support system becomes a source of encouragement. They remind you of your strengths, your values, and your inherent worth, helping you rebuild confidence when negativity threatens to overshadow your inner light. Surrounding yourself with such people provides the inspiration to keep moving forward, no matter how challenging the road ahead. The Stoics believed in the importance of learning from others. A strong support system not only shields you, but also uplifts you through their own resilience and positivity. By aligning yourself with those whose values and behaviors you admire, you find role models to emulate and draw strength from. To build this vital support network, invest time in meaningful relationships. Engage in deep conversations, listen as much as you share, and cultivate bonds based on mutual trust and understanding. Seek out communities that share your values, whether through local clubs, volunteer groups, or online forums. These spaces can introduce you to like-minded individuals who resonate with your principles and outlook on life. And finally, remember to show gratitude to those who stand by you. A simple thank you or a gesture of appreciation strengthens the bonds you share and lets them know how much their presence means to you. This support system is your outer shield, a protective layer for your inner fortress. With the strength of these trusted allies, you can stand firm against the toxicity that seeks to invade your peace. Together, you build a sanctuary of support, resilience, and shared growth, a testament to the power of community in a Stoic life. With these 13 strategies inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, you have the tools to transform yourself from a passive victim of circumstances into a true warrior of inner peace. Each principle is a shield, each technique a weapon in your arsenal, empowering you to stand tall in the face of negativity. If today's lessons resonated with you, don't keep them to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let me know in the comments which practice you'll try first, or share your own tips for earning respect in conversations. And if you haven't already, subscribe to join this community of seekers, thinkers, and maybe a few bad joke enthusiasts. Until next time, speak with purpose, carry yourself with dignity, and most importantly, respect yourself enough to demand the same from others. See you in the next video. Take care.